And we are Talkn Bros.
Welcome to Talking Bros, where we talk about bros.
And we are the Talking Brothers podcast. Hit us with a theme music, Sai. Nice. I think that's my favorite rendition yet.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
This episode, I believe, was my idea again, and we're doing top 5 favorite Pokemon, I believe. So yeah.
Hit us with your number 5, Sai.
Alright, my number 5 is Stunfisk. No, I'm kidding.
I think you bought the long list again.
I feel like Stunfisk is on your list somewhere.
No, it's not. I actually forgot about it until now, until I started talking to you guys, because I always joke about it.
Dang.
What Stunfisk is for Sai, Yjui is what Lopunny is for you.
that's quite the different dynamics there. Stunfisk.
Yeah, I like the fact that if somebody doesn't know us very well, like this might be their first time listening, they either think that I absolutely hate Lopunny or I am in love with Lopunny, and I like the idea that somebody probably thinks that I'm in love with Stunfisk, or Sai is in love with Stunfisk.
I'm in love with a Stunfisk. I hate you, Stunfisk. But anyway, my number 5 is actually Fennekin. Fire type. This is really cool that it has like a mage magic kind of thing going on as it evolves. Pretty cool and adorable.
Just because it has a wand, but Harry Potter house do you think Fennekin would be assigned?
Oh.
I'd say Hufflepuff, because I imagine it being a bit dorky.
But yeah, Fennekin is adorable. When it first came out, there were like memes, like people were like, please don't be firefighting again. Please don't be firefighting again. And then it came out as Fire Psychic.
Yeah, and nowadays it's please don't be on 2 legs, please don't be on 2 legs.
Yeah, that's really funny. Okay, that's my number 5.
That was definitely a thing. There's so many firefighting types pretty much in a row. There's like what, 3 of them?
I like all of them too.
So Yjui, you're number 5.
So my number 5 is a Gen 3 Pokemon that I've always been kind of obsessed with, and I feel like it doesn't get nearly as much love as it should. And that Pokemon is the Red Panda Pokemon Spinda.
Ooh!
That is a neat Pokemon.
I have flashbacks to Pokemon now.
Spinda is supposed to be like a panda with long ears. It has kind of like spotted fur, wobbles around, and staggers, has swirls for eyes, and it lives in eternal dizziness, which sounds like the worst.
Yeah, it does sound like the worst.
But it's kind of like my favorite thing about him, and I think it adds a lot to his charm.
And also, isn't there like 20 different patterns or something like that for?
That's what I was gonna say. That the thing Spinda is probably most known for is that each one has a unique pattern. But the game, like catching 2 Spindas, they say it's a 1 in 4 billion chance to catch 2 Spindas that are the same. But I want to say the actual odds are like 3,900,000,000 something million, but it's like 1 in 4 billion. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like, I can't think of any other Pokemon who's given a unique look to that degree. Like, I feel like it'd be so cool if other Pokemon were the same way, where like there's no chance of like catching one that's the same.
Imagine trying to go for a living shiny dex and trying to get every variation of Spinda.
It'd be impossible. I don't even think you could get every variation.
It is impossible. I watched a YouTube video like time and stuff. You would not be alive long enough to do so.
Yeah.
If you spent every waking moment of your life dedicated to
4
Spinda.
billion is such a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another video recently, funny enough, showed about like trying to import Spindas up to like the newest game that they can come in. I can't remember which it is, but like they didn't do the coding right, so the spots become inverted and weird looking.
The Shine and Pearl and whatever Diamond had a bug where the Spinda patterns were messed up, so they won't let you import from that game.
Someone just wouldn't put the code in.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for my boy.
They really ruined that remake, which is.
And fun fact, the way they get the different spot patterns is they have like a texture sheet that's like a bunch of spots, and depending on, I think it's linked to your trainer ID or something, it'll know, because each role it assigns it a number, and that number depends on what section of texture gets applied to the model or the sprite. That's how they have so many.
Jeez, sounds very complicated.
Yeah. But yeah, another thing I love is I think it's their Either the sun or being one of those Pokedex state that the Spinda thinks he's walking in a straight line and he's completely oblivious to the fact that he's not. And they're just like stumbling around.
That is amazing.
Their shiny is like an odd green, which at first I kind of was like, I don't love that, but after thinking about it, I was like, that kind of fits because I'd be green if I spun around 24/7 too.
Yeah, definitely would be Queen.
Yeah, that's my number 5 pick, Spinda. You bring us in with your number 5, Zoth?
How you not talk about the Pokemon Dungeon with the spin at the cafe? And he goes like, shake it this way, shake it that way, and twirl it all around, and he makes you the gummy drinks.
Yeah, I do like the I like a lot of the side characters in Pokemon Dungeon, but that is pretty.
I can't forget it because I kept hoarding gummies because I wanted to like max my stats out. Well, I saw that dance so many times.
Yeah, admittedly, I'm not super fresh up on Dungeons. It's been so long, and I don't think I ever actually originally beat it.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. My number 5, which is weak to, at least partially weak to size number 5, is Aegislash, the Sword and Shield Pokemon from X and Y. aka I think Gen 6, I think that's what's in that. They will.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It was heavily, I believe at least, inspired by Excalibur, the Sword and Shield Pokemon. Its unique abilities interesting. I love its design. I remember my first encounter with its full stage was from a Wonder Trade. So I had no clue what the heck it was. Because I went in the Gen 6 blind on all the new Pokemon, I think. And then I got a sword. I was like, what the fuck? There's a sword?
The lore of that thing scares me.
I do like that most people have
Mhm.
or a lot of in the fan people they hate when a Pokemon is just an object, but it's a Pokemon like Klefki and like those type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
But everybody loves them. A good Aegislash.
Mm-hmm. And one of my biggest memories of Aegislash was against Psyheal, against this Toxic Storm Umbreon, where we both ran out of PP, and it became a fight between these two struggling against each other.
I think that's because I missed once. I lost too.
Yeah, I know I ended up winning it. I don't remember if it was because you missed or because you were
how do you miss the struggle? Let me look that up while you talk.
Look, IRL, let me miss the struggle just once, please.
Yeah, I remember I did win in the end. I don't know if it was because you missed the struggle or I just had just enough damage to take you out. But yeah, and its shiny version has the blade being black, which just looks sweet.
Yeah, it does have a really red shiny.
So it says struggle has 100% accuracy.
Then it must have been that I just had just enough damage to take you out then.
Yeah, I ran out of peels.
You ran out of
Heal
heals, but
moves.
protect, you couldn't toxic me.
That just happened to be our last 2 Pokemon, in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah.
Like I did not want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I was using Aegislash specifically every time his Umbreon came out because he can't toxic it.
Yeah, that's what you get for toxic stalling.
I thought it was really fun. It was fun for me.
Yeah,
I
only you.
also made people end up like not wanting to Pokemon battle me anymore.
It's like you're playing blue. You just want all the fun, nobody else.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I had fun creating like a real team.
No, it's a good time.
Yeah, it was.
It kind of made it
definitely
harder
fun.
to do those kind of tactics now because the battle timer is so short.
Battle timer?
Yeah, like if you play multiplayer, like a battle against somebody, the timer used to be like in X and Y, it was an hour, I think, and now it's only like 20 minutes. So
What?
if you like try to toxic stall, you don't have enough time to actually play the match.
So like the match time is that long now?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's my number 5, Aegislash. Sai, what's the you vote for? Spinda, Aegislash?
Probably Spinda, because I can't get the thing out of my mind. The dance, the shaking, the drinks.
Too bad we're
So
not a
many
video
drinks.
podcast where we can get you to do the dance for us.
So many drinks, and I'll wear like a Spinda onesie or something.
That'd be pretty amazing, actually.
You know those inflatable meme T-Rex costume?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
Lord.
just be like Spinda with like floppy ears or something.
That'd be scary, I feel like.
Yeah. Yjui, what do you vote for?
I'm gonna go with Aegislash because I think he's really rad. I do like Finnegan, but Aegislash is just too cool.
My vote would go for Spinda, just because I used to spin around so much as a kid. So I
I don't
understand.
relate with that dude.
What'd you say? Yeah,
You're
Yjui.
just like, I can relate to spin
Yeah,
this.
I can relate to Spinda.
I can relate
So
to
you-
Spinda. I get dizzy too.
I used to spin till I fell over as a kid.
So did you think you were going to walk straight, or did you just fall?
No, I'd
know you
attempt
were
to walk
falling.
straight though. So number 5, Spinda.
Yep, which brings us into size number 4.
And number 4 is honestly not much to say about it. Shinx, like the Shinx line.
Jinx.
Shinx, Luxio, Luxray.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like recognize the name, but it took me a minute to register which one that was.
I immediately understood.
Yeah, it's like it goes from adorable to like really awesome looking, and I don't think many designs just like go that awesome.
You know what's
Mhm.
kind of funny about Shinx is
What?
that in my phone I have Zoth as a Chimchar,
Mhm.
and then I have Sai as a Shinx. Like my little photo
I
on the
forgot
phone.
about that.
I did forget about that too until you just brought it up.
Also, people will say Shinx and its line are like the first lion Pokemon, but it's actually based off of lynxes, and it's even in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah, so you're pretty interesting.
Weird shiny color if I remember correctly though.
I can't remember like
I think-
it's like Super Saiyan-ish.
I think the blue
orange.
becomes yellow.
Yeah, it becomes Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan sinks.
Yeah, more noticeable as Luxray as a spiky
Mhm.
hair thing. That's my number 4.
Alright, so that brings us in with my number 4, which I have another Gen 3 pick, and it's also kind of a little bit of cheat because it's 2 Pokemon, but they're pretty much always depicted as a duo, so I had to cheat and give it same position. My number 4 is Plusle and Minun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
They're more or less Pikachu in design, with Plusle having like a red plus sign on his tail and a plus marks on his cheek to represent like the positive charge, and then Minun has a blue negative sign on his tail with the negative sign, like a minus on his cheeks to represent the negative charge.
In my head, I always thought them as plus and minus, like math problem wise, not electrical charge wise.
Yeah, I think it's I'm pretty sure they're probably going for more of the electric like
Yeah, oh,
battery.
most definitely. It just never crossed my mind to think of them in that way.
That's funny. They're electric Pokemon.
Yeah, it's never crossed my mind.
Yeah, they're called the cheering Pokemon, so they're pretty much built to be played as a team, like in 2v2s. But I'm also not very convinced that they're even good at accomplishing that in battle.
I imagine they probably wouldn't be, especially if you had them together, because I imagine both of them having the same weakness.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I really just love the two and how perfect like their designs are to be paired together. But being that they're built for double battles in a very single battle dominated story, it's kind of never really had a chance to use them. His Plusle Shiny is pretty disappointing because it's just like a very slightly different red. But Minun gets a really pretty shiny because it's like this really nice mint color.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
Okay, Yuji's number 4, the cheating plus or minus duo. And my number 4 also comes from Gen 3, though this one's a starter. Mudkip.
Mudkip.
Yeah, it's my favorite of the water starters. I think is it an X-Waddle?
Yeah, it is based off
Okay.
an Axolotl.
Okay, I thought it was, but then I didn't want to say that and be wrong. An X-Waddle, normally a blue color, but a shiny version which like a pinkish purple and looks adorable. And if you just look at its eyes, you can tell there's no brain activity up there. It's adult. It eventually evolves into a Waddle ground type, I believe, which is
Pretty good.
interesting.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's a good combo. And well, I think it was my go-to starter at that gen. I was pretty young at the time. I think I was in 2nd grade, so I don't remember fully, but I believe that was my first starter choice of that gen.
I heard you like Mudkips.
Yeah, I do. And so that's my number 4, Mudkip. So, Sai, what's do you vote for?
Between Mudkip and
Plus or minus?
I'd have to go with the cute little mouses.
Mysis.
Misei.
They're Mies.
Mrs. Mr.
Yeah, it's
Mises?
Mies. No, Mies is the plural of mouse.
Oh, I don't think anyone else watches that show, so it doesn't matter. But some of the audience will know. Yeah, plus all mine, because like I once wanted to make a team with them too. I thought they had a cute dynamic, but it wasn't as great as I wanted.
And I think I would vote for I'd probably bet Mudkip just because I also have an affinity for Axolotl, and I think he was my go-to starter in that gen too. So I've played through so many times, I've used them all.
Yeah, that was my same issue. I can't remember exactly which one I used, but because of how many times we've gone through, for me, I'd have to go to Sinks for this one. So we got a 3-way tie.
One day we'll figure out a way to break ties, but for the moment we'll just need some input either in the comment section on the YouTube video, or you can find Zoth's Twitter and send us in what your opinion should be number 3. We got Stinks versus Muscle Minute versus
Mudkip
Mudkip.
for number 4. Sai, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Dragonite.
That's a solid one.
Actually, ended up being like pretty much my favorite dragon type for a long time. And it wasn't at first, it just happened like later. It's like long after the first generation happened. And I also started like using it on my like battle teams as well.
Lance and Swain and Gale.
Hey, I don't have 3 of them. Just the one. It has like 3.
And Lance also cheats because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, one of his has 5 moves instead of 4.
I thought it was one of his had a move that they couldn't actually launch.
That might be the case too, but I'm pretty sure that he has 5 moves on one Pokemon.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Dragonite's cool. Hidden ability, it can learn something scale, which if it has full health, takes reduced damage for whatever that first attack is. And if you heal it up, it happens again. It can learn Roost. Dragonites can Roost, which heals you like half your health or so.
Dragonite, I always think of that first episode that showed up in Pokemon, where it's like the giant Dragonite that the lighthouse.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff like that.
My favorite anime appearance of Dragonite is, I think it's in the first movie, but I think he's also just reoccurring, where he's like a postman and he has like a little mystery bag.
That's another.
Yeah, I was gonna mention usually a post carrier.
Before Delibode came into existence.
Is that who delivers the mail in the anime now?
I mean, it delivers mail to Team Rocket, so.
I thought he just was Santa Claus.
Oh,
No, Team Rocket uses Delibode to deliver mail, so I just assume that's how Pokemon does the mail now.
can I like say a spoiler from like one of the last episodes of Pokemon currently?
Yeah, but
Spoiler warning, like one of the last episodes right now has all of Team Rocket's Pokemon coming back, and they interact with them. They have this whole army of their old Pokemon.
awesome.
And then they try to capture Pikachu again with all of them, and they still lose.
So that was when I stopped liking with anime, where they just would leave behind all the Pokemon every series, except for Meowth and Pikachu.
Also, Ash is like stepping down from Protag.
I'm wondering if there's going to be any kind of connection with the new series. I know there's fan theories about the new main character, but...
Anyone else. Although it is sad seeing, like, after 25 years.
Honestly, I think I'm going to miss Team Rocket more. It's Jesse, James, and Meowth.
Yeah. Oh, that was my number 3? Question mark?
Besides number 3.
Dragonite.
Dragonite and the Pokemon anime. Yjui, you're number 3.
Alright, my number 3, I'm just going to continue showing how much I love the Pokemon they added in Gen 3, with my pick being the Pokemon Jirachi.
Swatzy is a great choice.
Yeah, Jirachi is a small fairy-like Pokemon with like a star-shaped head. He sounds kind of odd to describe, but it's definitely big cute.
Yeah, that is mad cute.
Jirachi is a mythical Pokemon, which means he can't normally be found in-game without some sort of event, but I have fond memories of borrowing Zoth's Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc and getting a Jirachi through that, and you get him like right at the start of the game, so I've had plenty of runs where I just had Jirachi in my team, and I have fond memories of it.
You get at the start of the game at level 5, and man, I wish I still had that disc.
That disc was amazing at the time, and now I'm pretty sure it's worth a lot.
It is worth a lot of money, and I sold it to GameStop.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really cool that I've seen and heard recently. You know, you're on your DS and everything else. There was those event things on the old Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Where you had to have like be around for the event and have the such and such to like open up the Mew Island or receive mystery gifts or whatever. You can now like do that manually with your phone if you go to a website and then have your Pokemon game open and ready to accept. You click the thing on your phone and it sends the signal to it. You can get those legit Pokemon still.
And you can even get ones for events they didn't do. Like, I don't believe we ever got the Arceus event over here.
Yeah, which I feel like part of me is like, no, that's cheating, but also like, if that's the only way to experience those things in the game now, it's like, kind of have to.
To me, as long as you do the event yourself and you don't cheat the Pokemon into your inventory, it's fine.
But yeah, Jirachi, in the anime, they evidently hibernate, and
It's-
they're only awake 7 days out of every 1,000 years.
They have that. They have a whole movie of it in Gently.
Yeah, admittedly, I've never actually seen the movie, but I should probably check that out.
I remember it being pretty good. I've seen most of the Pokemon movies up to like Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've seen them, but
Mhm.
if I have, I definitely don't remember. Jirachi has one of my favorite shinies. It's he has little tags that hang from the points of his star, which are normally like a blue. And its shiny turns just as red, which is really subtle, but I really like it.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's my number 3 pick. Is Jirachi.
I also like any wish he like granted in the movie was like not really a wish. He just moved something from the world to you.
Yeah, he has to like teleport to whatever and bring it back.
That is great. My number 3, we're going all the way back to Gen 1 with this. It was my favorite of the Gen 1 starters, Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur is a good one.
Yeah, the like frog slash toad plant Pokemon. That was hilarious. And I saw clips of Let's Go Pikachu and it's got Venusaur
Yeah.
hopping behind.
I never like put it together until I saw that. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
that's
amazing.
when I realized it too. Yeah, it's just adorable. It's got that bulb plant on its back. I think the only starter from Gen 1 that Ash still has, that stays at Oaks. Its shiny color tone's the blue skin green, so it's entirely green.
And up to your interpretation, he might be the first Pokemon.
Yeah, depending on what it is, because he's first in the Dex.
It's really funny because like people argue like first in the Dex or the first Pokemon drawn was like Rhydon,
Yeah.
or what's the creator's? I forget his name.
Arceus.
Yes.
No. Person.
Oh,
Artist.
I haven't.
Person or whoever created Pokemon.
I don't know his name offhand.
He
but-
drew a Pokemon like back when he was a kid, and it wasn't implemented until later. So you could like argue that was the first Pokemon. It's really funny. There's just so many different ways you could say it.
Yeah, Arceus being the god of Pokemon, and then all Pokemon being descendant of Mew. There's so many ways you can determine for the first.
Arceus is the god of all Pokemon.
But and Bulbasaur helps you out very much early on because he's good against both of the first two gym leaders. He can easily take down Brock and Misty. Yeah, and he's just adorable.
It's actually my wife's favorite Pokemon as well. That would
I
be her
did not know
number one.
that. I did
Though
not
I
know
kind of
that.
think I prefer Ivysaur's like design-wise over Bulbasaur. There's something about having the slightly bloomed plant
Mm-hmm.
like really cute. But I do
Yeah.
Bulbasaur.
Didn't you also main Ivysaur and Project M?
Yeah, when I play Smash and I'm using Pokemon Trainer, I favor Ivysaur, and in Project M, when you could just choose Ivysaur, I missed that game.
I missed that game too.
Playing Project M was fun.
Sure weren't sore about it.
Sai, what's your pick for the number 3? Do you go for Bulbasaur or Yuji's pick that I forgot the name of me now? Zuatsu. Okay, yeah.
I like Bulbasaur, but I do like Jirachi more.
And my pick would go for Dragonite.
My pick would go for Zuatsu, so that's our number 3. Number 3, Zuatsu.
Which will bring us into
That's-
size number 2.
That's the end of the podcast.
That's it. That's all you get.
If you want the last, if you want the last bits, you're gonna have to buy the DLC.
I thought we were gonna say go to Patreon.
Oh. Where are we at? Number 4.
I think on the way you list your thing, yes.
We go from 5 up to 1, right?
We're on our number 2. Whatever yours.
Yeah. So mine is Lugia. My favorite legendary. It's pretty awesome. It might be influenced because of his movie, because he was so like majestic, like
That was
serious,
like,
and such a how do you say that word? Foreboding.
foreboding.
Voting.
Yeah, voice.
Yeah, I think that is the best of the Pokemon movies, at least that I've seen, too.
I want to talk to a Slowking.
Not much to say. Just awesome. I don't normally would have like a legendary Pokemon as a favorite, but like very cool, very cool. And also, people always forget his actual typing.
Is it ice flying?
No, see what I mean?
Yeah, his
a
typing.
lot of people think it's part water as well.
It is, isn't it?
Nope, it is
What
psychic
is it
flying.
typing? Psychic flying?
Yep.
Then why the heck do you have to like surf to him and go into the water cave to
It's
find him?
Exactly.
because of the flying typing, he still gets hurt by electricity and like the water, and like it's easily understandable to have that mistake that he was like a water type.
Yeah, I remembered it wasn't a water type, but I forgot its actual typing. Also, Shadow Lugia looks great as well.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Yellow Darkness.
Yep.
They added that
Also-
whole darkness mechanic in Pokemon Go.
Did they?
Yeah, they have the dark thing, and you have to like friendship them to get rid of it. Capture someone's shadow Pokemon plus stop or Pokestop. Yeah, you can get shadow Pokemon of all your favorites.
Oh, speaking of that, have you seen any of the Pokemon fusions for Lugia?
I've seen one for Arceus because the YouTuber I watch, Jeremy, is playing that now.
Yeah, I still need to watch some of those.
It's really funny. I don't know if you watch it, but you should.
If you fuse Lugia with Lugia, you get Shadow Lugia. And if you fuse Lugia with Kangaskhan, it has the 3 like baby legendary bolts flying around it.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Game is just a big meme.
I mean, it's honestly amazing how much custom sprite work it has.
Yeah, it even has a feature that lets you download internet for rights of any kind.
You have any more to add to
Nope.
your number 2 site? Okay. Yjui, your number 2.
My next pick is a new addition to the Pokedex from Scarlet and Violet, and sticking to my fondness of duos. My number 2 pick is Tandemaus and its evolution Mousehold. Tandemaus, they're like these little white toy-looking mice. They're very small, and they always work in what?
I know how that Pokemon evolves, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Continue.
Tandemaus. There's a group of 2 small white mice that look kind of like toys or like stuffed animals. And when they evolve, there's the 2 of them. They evolve, and there's a chance of them having either 1 or 2 additional littler mice join its little pack. So they have their little family. It's pretty cute.
Also love the fact that like the way it evolves, it can evolve off screen when you're just not looking at it. When it's following you around, if you have it following you.
They have to make the family somehow, okay?
That's what I'm saying. If you like leave it in your box, you'll come back and they've like banged each other.
But yeah, I just love how unique the idea of a Pokemon family, and it's just like a grow, like its evolution is just growing its family.
Yeah, but there's
As far as shinies are concerned, I don't think I've ever seen it shiny, but I'm pretty sure it's got the treatment that most of the Pokemon from this generation got, where it's just like a very slight shade of the same color, so it's like very slightly different, and it's kind of lame.
honestly, I hate that with some shinies. Like
There's
I hate,
actually a conspiracy that said that they did that this generation, at least the new games, made it so their shinies weren't as noticeable, because when you're running around in the overworld, you can see shinies. They didn't make them sparkle, and they didn't make a noise, and they changed their color so little so that if you happen to run past the shiny, you won't like be disappointed because you never knew it was there. The way they call and load Pokemon in, they do it so fast if you're running that it would very easily be like, if you
You
saw
miss
a
it.
shiny, by the time you stop, it's despawned, and they didn't want people to be frustrated about that.
that'd be interesting if true. I think my least favorite shiny is like Basculin. What's even looking up comparisons, I cannot tell the difference.
Yeah, there's a lot of new Pokemon that are like
You're-
that. It's really lame.
I'm looking at the Pokemon trivia for your Pokemon, Yuji.
Mhm.
That Pokemon and its pre-evolution are the only unknown gender Pokemon in the Field A group, so they're like the non-legendary,
Yeah.
but ungenderified Pokemon.
Because both of them are.
And also it's the only Pokemon that can skip the evolution animation sequence.
That just made me think that it would be funny if there was like a very rare variant where one of the mice was normal and the other one had Ditto face. They just, like walking around like with a permanent Ditto.
I would love that. Now that you've put that idea in my head.
I feel like this Pokemon, along with like Pikachu, has like a bunch of different variants with hats and stuff. Go to.
Yeah.
I feel like you do a lot of funny things like that.
Yeah, he's so new that there's not a whole lot on him yet, but I feel like if they could do some pretty cool stuff.
Or like let you draw a face on it, like Animal Crossing. Oh no, wait, no,
Longer
that would be never mind. No, that will be awful.
That would. So you just made me.
They stopped that for a reason.
Yeah, they stopped that for a good reason. But you made me think of. You remember Kafaguyas from Gen 5, the Coffin Pokemon?
Mhm.
You used to have to nickname that to send it to somebody.
Oh yeah.
I had a fun story with that Pokemon. The sarcophagus thing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The closest Nuzlocke I got to winning was the first Black and White game, and when I went into that temple, like where you meet the first evolution, or the first form of that, like it was shiny.
Awesome.
And I was like, this is an omen. I'm going to finally beat a Nuzlocke. So I get all the way. I have it with me. I named it something. I evolved it. It looks pretty cool as a shiny. I get to the Elite Four and I lost. I still have it. My
Man,
shiny
it's rough.
sarcophagus somewhere. But oh my god.
Okay, so Yuji's number 2 after we got sidetracked. Tantamaus and its evolution Mousehold. My number 2, probably not surprising either of you, is a bat dragon Pokemon from X and Y. Yes, that is Stunfisk. How'd you know? How'd you know they changed Stunfisk types?
Yeah.
It's Noivlin and to a lesser extent Noibat, since
I
Yjui included it.
I usually go through like the whole evolution line type thing.
Yeah, okay, I had just been going for singular ones from the thing. But yeah, Noibat and Noivlin. It's my all-time favorite from X and Y.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I did not even EV train my Noivlin or anything like that, and I still was able to use it in our battles because we did EV train a bit when we were bog being competitive with it.
Yeah, but yeah, it goes to show that it doesn't really have that much impact. Like ran in with.
Yeah, because that Noivlin was still good. It's got a great skill. What was it? Sonic Boom? Not Sonic Boom. What was it?
Oh,
I can't remember the name now.
I mean,
but
also Pokemon that are like not defensively oriented don't usually have the E for the defenses either. So like, you one-shotted me is pretty normal.
and its shiny colors are pretty good as well. The black becomes a green, the purple becomes a black, and the underside of its wings become red, and the insides of its ears become red as well. And it's real strong. Noibat's adorable. Noivlin is really strong and awesome looking.
What level does
And
it
it's
evolve?
also 55, I think. I believe it was its 50s. 48. I was wrong.
Oh, you were faster than me searching that.
Well, I have Google pulled up because I've been looking up the shiny colors as I go along.
Yeah, 48. Dragon Pokemon always do like evolve super late.
And it has only one evolution, and 48's pretty late for one evolution. But another case of I got it from a Wonder Trade, had no clue what the fuck it was, but thought it was adorable, so I kept it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my number 2 Noibat.
Also got that really strong skill, noise boom or whatever.
That's the one I was trying to think of the name of. Whatever that move is. I
Something
could not
boom.
think.
Sound boom.
Yeah, I went.
It's sound boom.
Yeah, that was a really strong move that hit everybody, including its teammate. But yeah, it was like what 150 power or something like that. Yeah, that's my number 2 Noivlin Noibat line.
When those Pokemon came out, along with Loudred, people were like, "Are they gonna add like a sound type?"
Yeah, that
Pokemon?"
wasn't that like the theory before Failure was out that they thought they were gonna add a sound type.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Decide what's do you vote for? The Mouse House or?
I know Norvern a lot more than I know Norvorn. Norvorn.
Noivlin.
Norvern. Have you heard about our sponsor, Norvern NPN? I'll go with False. Dragon.
What about you,
Bat.
Yuji? Do you go with the Dragon Bat or the just Dragon?
Yeah, there's 2 dragons to choose from.
What was?
Dragonite. Dragonite or Norvern. Norbert.
No, Dragonite was last time, wasn't it?
Oh, Lugia.
Yeah,
Lugia. Never mind.
Oh, yeah,
Never mind.
You're right.
I was like, what the heck?
You're right.
Never
I
mind.
forgot. We all forgot.
My brain is mush in the morning.
Such a hard choice. The Lugia has a movie, so I feel like I have more like of a attachment to that because I watched that movie so many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Noivern is overall the cooler Pokemon.
Oh.
As much as I do love a Lugia, I think I actually kind of like Noibat a little more than Noivern. Nah, let's go with Lugia because I do like the movies a lot. And I still like singing his little song to myself sometimes.
I used to do that too. You gave me a whiplash. I thought you were going back and forth there.
I would probably choose Noivern if that was like the main pick, but I feel like his main pick was Noivern, and I would choose it for Noibat.
I don't think I've gotten a single one on our main list yet, and I gotta go with Lugia as well.
Yay! There is also the movies of like of a Lugia and a little baby Lugia. It was really cute.
I've not seen that movie.
No, it's not a movie. It's in the show.
So okay,
Yeah.
You said movie. I don't think I saw those episodes. Yeah, so do any honorable mentions first, or do we want to do those after, or do we just not want to do them?
I actually have some honorable mentions this time, so I might as well.
We haven't done honorable mentions the last couple, but I have some on deck if you wanna.
I know we've been meaning to do honorable mentions, and we just keep forgetting in the moment.
I'll go through a few. So like Fennekin actually has competition for like being a mage magic standing character thing, because like now there's like Sprigato. Right? I haven't played those games, but I've seen enough of it to know that it evolves into like a magician.
Masquerade.
Yeah, like a magician type thing. I'm like, huh. See, I feel like those two would get along well because like it's like different forms of magic. right? I think I think it would still be my choice if I ever do play those games. I'm still a little off on games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've stabilized everything yet.
Yeah, I'm going with the dopey alligator.
Oh, its last evolution looks pretty solid. I have that. I have Leafeon. I have Suicune, which would be like my second legendary favorite. I think it's really cool that it can just run on the water like Jesus and then purify everything. And also another one from the new game, Cerulean Edge. If you know what that is, it's got like it's sort of like a Mega Man but blade arms.
Ah, okay.
I think it's really awesome looking.
I think there's two different types of it, because I think one game's got one and one's got another.
Yeah, there's two different ones that I've looked up. I definitely would have for those two. Those are my honorable mentions.
Okay, Yjui, your honorable mentions.
Alright, so this is pretty much my extended to the top 10 really quick. My number 6 would be Celebi, mostly because I think it's really cute and the movies play a big part in that. My number 7 is Drifloon, big cute. Number 8, Blossom, also big cute. My number 9, Whisper, big cute. And number 10 would be Chikorita, and she's the best starter Pokemon, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I'll tell you otherwise, but agree to disagree.
So yeah, that's my extended. What are your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions are Darkrai, probably my favorite legendary. The one I actually got an event for, if I remember correctly, which I think was the only one I got an event for back in the day.
His event was kind of sad.
Yeah, it definitely was sad. Yeah. I just had more in my head, but Glymer, I'm fond of the little piece of sluds. Swubber somehow managed to make Trash look adorable.
Thank you for he's on my extended list. I feel like Trubbish gets way too much hate.
Yeah, I think it gets way too much hate
Both
as well.
Trubbish and Gardevoir are adorable.
Yeah, Gardevoir I also like. What's it? That's in the. I think it's called Iron Maiden and Scarlet and Violet. I haven't actually used it, but I've seen it, and I wanted to use it, but they can't bleed them, so you can't get one early game and have it sent to you. It's the future variant of Gardevoir.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I haven't gotten that far, so I didn't recognize the name. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I also like Donphan, though I always forget it's Gen 2.
Yeah, he's on my extended list. Especially Fanfi. Fanfi's really cute.
Yeah, Fanfi is cute too. Oh, and Swinub.
Yeah, I was actually expecting him to be on your list.
He is not. Obviously, since he's in the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
He'd be on probably my top 20.
Yeah, I just gonna say I know you like him, but I just
So, Sai, bring us home with your number 1.
All right. Actually, can you guess? Do you still remember what my favorite Pokemon was?
Vulpix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say Vulpix because that's what we keep. That's like every time we gave you a plushie, it was a Vulpix plushie.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I still have those. I have a Fennekin as well now. Or well, I did for a while. Yeah, so my favorite is Vulpix. Ninetales is in there too, same evolution design. Like, ever since the first games, they've just been, like, adorable, and like, there's, like, Japanese lore in there as well.
With Ninetales?
Yeah, for stuff like that. I can't remember exactly when or why, but it's, like, it's been a Pokemon that's, like, been there since the beginning, I guess, and it's something that's never, like, changed, you know? One of the only things that hasn't changed in my life. And then the Alolan one comes out. And now we have an ice type. That blew me away. I was so excited. I almost broke my DS, man. I almost threw my DS on the wall, like, out of happiness, not anger, happiness. But yeah, Vulpix, like, I've had, like, in Sun and Moon, right? Sun and Moon. When I finally got to that part, like, I can't believe how far it is, the snow area, just to get to that part. That little patch of grass, the only little bit of snowy patch of grass you get in Sun and Moon. 3 encounters and a shiny Alolan Vulpix runs to me. Just awesome. Just runs to me. I'm like, it knows. The game knows. The game's doing me a solid. It's destiny. It's amazing. It's adorable and fluffy, and Vulpix and Ninetales are just amazing. Also, Ninetales' lore is apparently that it can, like, live for 1,000 years, and I'm always like, man, imagine the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think in the actual mythology, I think they get a tail for every 1,000 years or something like that, or like every 100 years.
Japanese lore, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
But also in Japanese lore, I think, like, most of them do not survive that long, and they die from something trying to get more kills.
Yeah, because I think with each tail, it gets more power.
Yeah.
In the Japanese lore.
Yeah, it's a sign of their, like, power overall. I guess that's it. Number 1.
Okay, Yjui, hit us with your number 1.
Alright. My number 1, to no one's surprise, is the meme of a Pokemon. Toad's cool. which is just a tentacruel, but he walks on land on his tentacles. And whenever I see this Pokemon strolling around, all I can think about is that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's coming at the camera and there's like funny music playing, and he occasionally hits a weird like jig. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I'm just shocked with you with this,
Yeah,
with
that's
what I'm.
because
I
that's
was gonna
because
say,
I'm lying, and
yeah.
Okay.
so everybody knows my number one
Okay.
spot is the Wooper.
Alright, I was stunned silence,
Okay.
like trying
Yeah.
to think there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why you had to do a different bit than the failed of episode or the previous one or the failed episode. I can't remember if it came out or
Yeah,
not.
you reminded me that I had evidently done a similar bit in our last episode. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it again.
That land tentacruel is weird.
I
Yeah,
think the original bit I put Lopunny there because it was
Yeah.
at the time my least favorite Pokemon, but this one has taken the spot. I hate Toad School so much.
I did not know you hated that one, but yeah, you put
He's
Lopunny
so
in the spot
goofy.
before, and then you also just had silence afterwards.
Well, yeah. Wooper's a Gen 2 Pokemon. He's a blue bipedal axolotl. He doesn't have any arms, and he's kind of like the best smile I've ever seen on a character.
But it can learn punch moves though.
Yeah, which is pretty good. With the new games, Scarlet and Violet, Wooper got a regional variant. Paladin Wooper gave him a poison type in, so he has been affectionately dubbed Pooper. You know, because poison Wooper.
Oh my gosh. Yjui, isn't it amazing that both of our favorite Pokemon have gotten new types?
Yeah, like I would not have been able to relate to your DS smashing excitement before this gem was announced, but once it was, I almost broke my Switch in excitement. Wooper's been my favorite so long. I just love everything about him. He's cute. He's dumb. He's always happy. He has like this perpetual aura of like having no idea what's going on, but also like he desiring the most chaos at all times. I love it.
I am also convinced that your favorite has kicked my favorite out in new games, because Vulpix is not available in new games right now.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
That's also a reason why I haven't gotten it yet, because like, I don't know. But it has also been in like every game, like pretty much every single game, so I can't really be that angry. Some people don't have theirs at all, like
Yeah.
someone like Zebstrika, that hasn't been in the game for a while.
Honestly, them not having all the Pokemon made me sad.
Yeah, I get like it's frustrating, but also kind of like the curation. Like they don't do a good job at it, but in theory they could do a good job at like balancing like the games out like with a curated selection of Pokemon in each one. But they don't do it. They don't handle it properly.
Over 1,000 now. I don't know if they can handle it on the hardware.
Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, Wooper shiny is pink instead of blue, which I also really like. I don't know what Pooper's shiny is offhand, but I'm pretty sure it's just the same treatment every other one got, which is the barely changed, which is big lame. One of my favorite little like side pieces of trivia about Wooper is that it has an official egg design. Like most eggs are just like weird spots, but its egg is a blue egg with like the pattern of his stomach, so it just looks like a limbless, headless Wooper.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at Shiny. It looks kind of like a regular Lupo. Its coloring scheme.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it's like a bluish, maybe light brown, but
Okay.
it's a blue tint to it. It kind of looks like it's pretending to be a regular Lupo.
That's pretty great. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I just assumed because a lot of the Pokemon in this game got messed over. But yeah, I could ramble all day about Wooper, but I'll leave it at that. Wooper is my number one.
So, any guesses to what my number one is?
I have a feeling that it's got a big family tree.
A huge family tree. Any guesses, Sai?
I'm not sure. Big family tree. Oh, is it Eevee?
Yes, my number one is Eevee.
Huh.
Eevee's so fluffy and adorable, and
Definitely the better mascot than Pikachu, I think.
yeah, I think so as well. With funnily enough, didn't Gary get him in the anime?
Yeah, he got
Uh,
Eevee.
And
Did Gary get Eevee? I know he does
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
Pokemon Yellow.
He did get Eevee in the anime. It just wasn't like known until like second
Yeah.
season or something.
yeah, I think that was actually his starter was Eevee, and it just never they never
Yeah.
showed him to like the second season.
And
Oh, weird.
his Eevee also evolves into Umbreon later.
Yep. Yeah. Fluffy, adorable, and it like you said, it's got a huge tree. So if you need a type, you can. If you need to be good against a type, you can find an Eevee that's good against that type.
Well, in the new games, you can now Durant to Lies. Everyone can be.
Yeah, that as
Yeah.
well. And
Wait, yes, I can have six. I can have 6 different types of Vulpix on my team. Nah, I'm kidding.
if Vulpix was in the game.
Oh, I'm sad again. Oh no.
And
Some of my favorite runs that I've done in a Pokemon game, like free playing, is getting a gaggle of eggs at the start of Eevee and just creating a whole team with just the evolutions.
I've done that once before too.
and in the manga, Wed gets an Eevee that can swap between the original 3
Oh, yeah, I like
evolutions.
that arc.
Yeah, you also
It was
get like
corrupted by it was like experimented on by Team Rocket, I'm pretty sure. So it was like
And it could
Yep.
swap between Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon.
you also get Pokemon like sliced in half and
Yep.
stuff like that.
That you do. Though I think Wedge eventually evolves into an Espeon, so it's not able to change around anymore. And Shiny Eevee just kind of looks like someone picked up an Eevee, but adorable, and rubbed it on a chalkboard to clean a chalkboard. It looks like someone's used it to clean a chalkboard. Just the colors are just faded Eevees. It's just so fucking adorable. Yeah, so that's my number 1 Eevee.
yeah, a solid list. So what do you vote for, Sai? For the definitive number 1?
Could I vote for mine?
Nah,
No.
we can have it for our own.
Oh, Eevee versus Whoopie.
Yep.
I will have to say Eevee, though I do like the Whoopie.
Yjui, which one do you vote for? Vulpix or Eevee?
I am a big fan of Alolan Vulpix.
One prefers the Alolan Whoopie.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I could tell you why. I just like it aesthetically better. But I think I gotta go Eevee for the potential. I probably wouldn't keep mine as an Eevee. I'd probably send mine to Jolteon because Jolteon's my favorite. But yeah,
I finally got one on the list.
and it's the most important one.
I would. I vote for Woople for my vote for number 1, though I do like Vulpix as well.
Nice.
But Eevee wins.
That puts Eevee as the number 1 spot, which means our master list is number 5, Spinda. Number 4, we're gonna need some help. Remember, over on Zoth's Twitter or the YouTube video on Zoth's channel. So we got a tie between Skink, Mudkip, and then the duo plus Eliminin. Number 3, we have Jirachi. Number 2, we have Lugia. And our number 1 definitive Pokemon that absolutely nobody can disagree with is Eevee. And just for the fun of it, we do have a old lost recording of this topic from it's probably been a couple years at this point, but I still have my written list.
Yeah, I
and
will say the ones that have survived are pre-COVID.
Yeah, there's usually the audio is just messed up. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
But I have my written list still, and on that written list is our original master list, and I'm just gonna run you through that to see what changed. And so
Oh, I'm curious to hear this.
yeah, so at our number 5, we have Pikachu, which didn't end up on anybody's list this time. Number 4, we have Lugia, which I'm gonna assume came from Sai.
Yeah, that probably came from Psy.
Number 3, we have Drifloon, which I could tell you came from my list, but it didn't end up on my list at all this time. Number 1, we have Dragonite, which again came from Sai most likely. And then our number 1 at the time was Wooper. So our list has changed. I think Lugia might be the only constant.
Yeah, definitely seems like Lugia was the only constant. I'm curious what each of our individual
And-
lists will now, though.
Yeah, I only have my list saved for this.
Mm-hmm.
It changed quite a bit, which I was surprised to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you though, Eevee was in my number 1 spot.
That was definitely, we probably all had the same number 1 at the time.
Yeah, and I think Noivlen was in my number 2 spot still. Yeah, overall solid lists. So, Yjui, it's your turn to pick the next topic.
So I think the next topic we're going to be working on is our top 5 video game consoles. I'm going to put a little caveat. I'm going to leave PC off my list just
Okay,
because I wanted it to be like an actual enclosed ecosystem type console.
Okay, also additional clarification, are you allowing handhelds?
Yeah, I think handhelds should be included.
Okay, so people online make the distinction between the two, so I just want it to be sole on that.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun just to give us more options to choose from.
Okay, so I hit us with the outro.